I can't believe it. I won. It's true. On your journey, you might be fighting for years, and finally, you win. Our life, the creation of our reality, is about obtaining a frequency and holding that frequency for a sustained period of time. The true power of the quantum shift is within. Holy shit, I won! Hello everyone, I am Michael and I help guide people on the evolutionary journey. I can't believe it. I won. That's the frequency that you need. And you need to tap into this frequency and hold this frequency for a sustained period of time. You're a master of the universe. Did you know that? We're all masters of the universe, and we're learning to create brand new realities and timelines. And in order to do so, you have to tap into a frequency. Tonight, in this beautiful sunset, I'm going to teach all of you how to tap in to a frequency. Thinking about, right, getting to a place in your life. And that joy, the inner child joy of that one day after everything that you've been through, all the trials, all the tribulations, you held on where others let go. And finally, after all of this, one day you could say, holy shit, I won. That's the frequency. That is the energy that is going to carry you to your next destination, to finally manifest the reality. And holding this, not just for a moment in time, but for a sustained period of time. That's why momentum is a real thing. That's why we do daily work. You're gonna have to focus on your vibrational frequency daily. You know, I go about my journey and, you know, I share about my health and wellness and what I do on a daily basis. And, you know, how I come out and ground myself in nature, getting plenty of sunlight, being out in the high vibes. This is what you do to keep your frequency high. But you have to realize that you have to celebrate the little wins in your life. The littlest wins, because it's momentum. Momentum is a real thing. This is something that I've shared on this channel. Momentum is a real thing, and you have to build upon that momentum, and you have to tap in to that frequency of winning. A little while back, I gave a manifestation masterclass on our world famous YouTube channel. Have you subscribed yet? Why don't you click subscribe? You'll improve your everyday life. And I gave an example, a tangible example for everyone to tap into. And if you're able to tap into this frequency of joy, the inner child joy, you will be able to manifest things like never before. Oh yeah. And that came from a story from my childhood. Oh yeah. Of little Jimmy. Oh yeah, little Jimmy's gonna teach you. Yeah, if you focus on little Jimmy, right? We're gonna do this out here by the sacred rocks tonight, baby. And you're gonna tap into this frequency and you are gonna start to manifest abundance, love, things you maybe never even dreamed of. All of a sudden, you are magnetically attracting them through this inner child vibe. So when I was younger, every year, I was an altar server at the church, and all the kids in the neighborhood, right, at the end of the year, there was a trip for us. The priest took us on a trip to a baseball game, right? My neighbor, my childhood friend growing up, little Jimmy, he was an altar server. He came on the trip, and I was standing with my friends. There's an area in the park. They had these area where like you could stand in the outfield, and they had a picnic area. And little Jimmy went off into the picnic area. And we says, where the heck is little Jimmy? And, some time passed by, and then all of a sudden, I see this boy running towards us. Oh my God, it's little Jimmy. Little Jimmy was running towards us, holding something in his hand. The excitement in his eyes, he couldn't get the words out. His mouth was full of this hot dog with ketchup that he had. And he was so excited to tell us. He was running, and his hair was flopping back and forth. And he said the word, free, 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 free. He was so excited because the hot dogs were free. Yeah. A little child, little Jimmy. Little Jimmy teaches us how to hold this frequency of winning. Okay, you gotta win. Everyone's gonna write it in the comments today. I won. Little Jimmy was so excited over this simple thing, a free hot dog. Okay, and we were all laughing. He had the ketchup all over all the stuff. He couldn't get the words out. He was so excited over a free hot dog. Some things in life, the best things in life, are actually free. When you tap into that frequency, you know what's free? This is free. A beautiful beach night, out on the front line, communing with God, leaving a world famous video for all of you. This is free to be out in nature. This is the best things in life. You know what's free? Love. When you connect with someone at a very deep level, that's free. Okay? So in our life, we have to understand that these deep wins, all right? You have to embrace this frequency. You want to manifest things for your everyday life, you're going to have to tap in. You're going to have to tap in to that very powerful frequency. Realizing, living that finally you won. You could go into your mind, you could pretend like there's some delicious food that you indulge in eating, right? Or maybe there's, some kind of game or something, and someone comes over to you and says, hey, you could have this, and you get it for free. Yeah, you get it for free. How does that make you feel? You have to tap into that frequency. Our journey, it's tough for many of us, and it's not our first rodeo. It's just divine timing. And you might be on this path, and you might have had a lot of trials and tribulations, and you might have been struggling for a while. You had to overcome. It's the will that beats the skill. And you had to take on the whole world. Heck, it was you and it was God, and you were taking on the whole world, just the two of you, right? But it's really the I am. It's the one, right? You had nothing, no one. You took it all on. And finally, years after years after years, because there is no such thing as overnight success. There is only divine timing. Years after years after years, finally, you can say, holy shit, I won. And when you tap into that frequency, and you're gonna tap into that frequency tonight, baby, that is where the magic lies, holding that frequency, the inner child joy. Think about it. And there has to be a time, listen, even if it's a little win, on your journey, there had to be a time where you finally won. And then you utilize that as your momentum. Momentum is a real thing. I will continue to teach that on our journey. That's why you need to stay away. You need to stay away from negative people, things, and situations. Avoid them like the plague, bro. Okay? And you have to tap in. You have to stay focused on the things that keep you empowered, the things that light you up with joy. Heck, you got to be like little Jimmy. Okay, little Jimmy. He was excited about a free hot dog. Okay? I'm excited about a beautiful evening out on the beach on the front line with the sacred rocks. These are the great things in life. The best things in life are free, kid. And if you haven't realized this, you'll realize it soon. The best things in life are free. Find your happy place. Find your happy place and go there. That's the quantum. There are many people that have been on this channel for years. They know these words, they know these terms. You might be new. This is just divine timing. This is what we have to do. This is how we tap in. You're gonna have to tap in. You're gonna have to tap in to a power, a very great power. And that inner child that you had, you were gaslit, kid. You were gaslit. You were gaslit to grow up, do all these things. Heck, you always knew. The simple life when you were a kid, that was actually the answer. When I was a boy, I used to dream about going to the beach. Okay, I always knew the answer. I'm called to these places. Now I made it part of my everyday life. Are you ready to make these things part of your everyday life? Do the things. Find the places that resonate with you. And I always had great parents. I hope everyone that's hearing this, right? Because and I had great grandparents. And what they were doing, my Nana was very intuitive, and she knew how she was really programming my subconscious when I was younger, right? And I had great parents that took care of me. My mother took me to the beach. This is powerful stuff. And again, so you might not have had that. So your Uncle Mike will give it to you now. All right? You manifest. You create realities through your subconscious, through your nervous system. You have to change your frequency. This is a frequency that you tap into. That joy, that I finally did it, right? I finally did it. There's such a power in that. It's such an overwhelming joy when you finally do it. Tap into that frequency tonight. Win. Everyone's writing it. Win. I finally won. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. It's just the inner child. This is how you create new realities, kid. New timelines. It's a whole world out here. Find your happy place and go there. And when you hold this frequency for a sustained, can you focus your attention through the end of this video? It's the problem in the world. Again, it's not everyone's fault. It's just the mainstream reality. Okay? Give me the quick fix. Can't focus your attention. Hey, how you doing? There was a guy on YouTube years ago, and he had this video. He was out on the front line, and he said, "Attention is the currency of the universe." Well, that was me. Yeah. Spend it wisely, kid. I spend my attention wisely. Every second, where you're placing your attention, you gotta focus it real sharp. Okay, so don't waste your attention on nonsense on the TV, nonsense bull crap at the water cooler, all this other stuff. Okay, nonsensical basic relationships. Get the soulmate. Get the person that drives you. Don't get the job. Get the vocation in life. Okay, and these things, again, they're not easy at first glance. However, if you hold that frequency for a sustained period of time, finally, one day, you could stand out here and say, I won. So, I'm very grateful for each and every one of you. Leave a comment down below. Are you ready to win? Are you ready? Are you ready to take over? And that's what we're doing here with Our Everyday Lives. We are taking over. You got to take the things that inspired you in childhood. Embrace the inner child, right? Be like little Jimmy. Okay, little Jimmy, he was so excited about that hot dog. All right, so utilize that. Envision that. Envision if you're a boy, or if you're a girl, when you were a girl, and you're running in so much excitement, and he couldn't get the word. He could only say one word. He didn't say this hot dog. He just said free, free. He couldn't say anything else but one word, and that word is free. You get it for free. That's it. All right. So I love you all. We are powerful. We are strong. We are creators of the reality. This is the journey of self-discovery and remembering. Yeah. Remember who you are. Remember the power that you possess. And remember, we cannot control what is around us. However, we can control from within. Be conscious that you have the power to manifest new realities inside your sacred heart. Use this to raise your vibration and increase your electromagnetism. Life is so much better when we are all together. If you find this message inspiring or know someone that could benefit from it, please share this message. Dear ones, I am Michael. Find us in the 5th dimension. Have a wonderful day living your everyday life, kid. I love you all. Maintain the frequency. Never forget these words. It's about maintaining the frequency. I have plenty videos on the channel page to help guide you, and let's improve our everyday life physically, mentally, and spiritually. Let's get back into balance. Let's get back into alignment. Let's become the greatest version. How you doing? Of ourselves. Healthy, wealthy, and wise. Holy shit. I won. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, light warriors, just keep going. Yep. Little Jimmy. Yeah, we got a challenge. He's like a unicorn, that guy, right? Little Jimmy. Getting it for free. You get all your abundance, and you're getting it for free. Hit 888, hit subscribe. I'm so grateful for the community. Clicking the subscribe button, sharing the video, show up every day, and you will totally change your everyday life.